Today I'm going to be showing you the behind the scenes process of my mountain biking film in collaboration with Noli Bikes and featuring BC local rider Mark Balsita. It was first going to start with an interview of Mark about his love for mountain biking, and along with that, showcasing his skills as a rider through visuals. After a few meetings, I put together a mood board along with some project details and sent that over to them just so that we're all on the same track. Here's some images that I had in the mood board originally that I had sent to Noli. I was going for a darker and moodier look, and that's what ended up happening with the color grade as well. I knew that's what I wanted, and that's what I tried to communicate to Noli from our meeting. After a few more meetings, we got the green light to go ahead with the project, and that started with our first location scout at an airplane hangar that I wanted to shoot a scene in. After the location scout, Sal and I were pretty happy with the location, and we booked in our dates, and then we started to prep for shoot day. We arrived on location and pretty much just started to set up things right away. I had mistakenly booked 1 hour to shoot this scene, which was a horrible mistake. I thought we were going to be quick, but honestly, setting up lights, getting everything where you want it, it takes a lot longer than you think. So we ended up going over by about an hour. So it was like a total of 2-ish hours, which was fine. We just had to pay extra, but that was definitely a mistake on my end. It ended up working out anyways in the end. Our crew consisted of Sal, who acted as a creative director on this project. And then we had me, who was a DP/director. And then we had the behind the scenes crew, which was run by Sam and Sarah. And then obviously Mark as the writer. So like I had said earlier, I know I wanted a backdrop. And so we had got this 12-foot backdrop to put up and to get also Mark to put his bike on the stand. And then after that, we started to set up lights and kind of shape the light on where we wanted it. I'd originally gotten inspiration from a filmmaker who goes by Mason, and he's down in LA, and he had shot something with some tube lights, a mountain biking film originally, and I saw that online. I was really attracted to that look, so I knew I wanted to get a 4-foot tube light to go overhead. It just adds in a nice look to the image, and it also gives off this blue. We had it set on like a bluish color, and it just gave off this cool look, and it kind of fell down on the bike, and I really liked it, so made sure that was in the gear package that we ordered. We also got 2 Fresnels as the 2 lights that are beaming down. We made sure that they were on kind of their spot mode, and with the barn doors and all that kind of jazz. And then I also picked up a haze machine from Long and McQuaid, and we pretty much just filled the entire place with haze just to give it that look, and to also get the light beams from the Fresnels to beat down on the bike as well. Just gives it a nice cool look as well, a little bit misty, and just adds a lot to the image, I find. So yeah, this was probably the longest time it took, was just shaping the light, setting up the lights, and just making sure it kind of sits how we like it. And then from then on, we kind of just, if we were happy with the lighting, we just pretty much pushed on and went through my shot list that I created just to try and get every single shot that we could in the very short amount of time that we had. I think the shots turned out great, and even though there's a very short amount of time in the video of these shots, I think it still adds a lot to the video. It's a little bit different. I know I didn't want to just shoot a mountain biking film just out in the forest. I knew I wanted to add something extra to this film, and I think the airplane hangar really adds that extra little spice to it and uniqueness. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out from that day. So on to the shoot day out in the forests. This was probably the hardest scenes to shoot because Mother Nature is so unpredictable, especially out in BC. So we were really working with the weather and canceling and rebooking and all that kind of jazz. So it was really just a go with the flow type of mentality. If there's days that didn't work out, we had to just rebook and reschedule it and not be angry. Even though it took quite a while to shoot this, and, it took like 4 months to shoot all the biking scenes because the weather was just insane. We got pretty much like a heat wave go through BC, so there was a lot of forest fires.
Oh my God.
The blue sky over Merritt, BC has been obscured by shades of red and black. The flames and smoke of a monster fire, more than 60,000 hectares in size and growing, is now threatening the city of 7,000 people.
But then also we got some crazy rains that also caused flooding.
British Columbia has extended the state of emergency caused by extreme weather until mid-December. Some highways remain closed, gas rationing is still in effect, non-essential travel is not advised, and
which was just insane to see. So Mother Nature threw everything at us, I felt like, but we pushed on and we were able to get all the clips that we wanted. I'm really happy with how the biking scenes turned out. It's definitely different when you're shooting someone that's absolutely shredding down a trail and, shooting manual focus, pulling focus, your own focus. It can be hard, but it was also like really fun. And it's definitely an awesome challenge for myself and pushed me as a filmmaker. All those scenes were shot on my Zcam S6. It's a 6K camera, and I was shooting on the 16 to 35 Canon lens, along with the 70 to 200, just to get those that extra reach on some of those shots. On to the interview. The interview was super simple to shoot. We actually shot it right here in my office, and we used this backdrop behind me, and we had a 300D on this side. And then we had a little aperture AL-MC, little like square rectangular light. And we kind of had it right behind over here, just casting some of the light onto the backdrop back here. And then we also had a 120D pushing against the backdrop as well, just to add a little bit more interest on the other side of him, because it was looking a little blank or just wasn't looking full enough. And I think that really added the trick. And then after that, we pretty much mic'd him up. We laved him up. We had an overhead for backup, which is this one. And we got the camera angle right and everything. And we just rolled, and I had a set of questions, and it was pretty simple. On to post-production. Music is usually what I start with when I'm shooting a project or about to go into a project, just to gain some inspiration and to kind of see where my head goes visually when I have found a certain song. And actually with this project, it wasn't until late into the editing, I would say, that I kind of found the music I wanted. I wasn't really sure what type of vibe I was trying to go for, but I had originally found this song off of Music Bed. And it just has this really interesting sound to it and a really interesting drum pattern and beat. And I knew that once I kind of paired that up with the footage, I kind of knew that I found the right song. Everything flowed perfectly with it. And I thought it sounded great, so that's what I originally went for. For the beginning of the project, I used a lot of atmospheric tones and sound effects, along with some drones. I wanted something a little bit more intense and something to kind of draw the attention in. And then I used like the first 10 seconds of a song from a company that I use for sound effects and some music called Audio. And it just all paired up really nicely. I got all my sound effects from that company as well. And I pretty much just built out that entire beginning and got it to where I liked it. Once the edit was finalized and I had sent it off to Noli and Mark and a few other people for a review, and I got the green light, I went ahead and started the color grading process. I went with a colorist here in Vancouver, local to me. His name is Zeke. He did an absolute killer job. I'll link his Instagram down below if you are also looking for an awesome colorist here in Vancouver. To be on the same page with Zeke, I had to pull some stills as references for him. So I pulled images for the forest and riding scenes. I pulled some images for the interview scene. And then I pulled some images for the airplane and hangar scene. So I'm going to throw some of those up right now. And you can kind of just see what I was kind of aiming for through those images and the tones. And then I can show you the final result from log to fully color graded and exported. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something as well. If you guys haven't seen the film, I'll link it down below in the description for you guys to take a look. And if you guys could subscribe and hit the like button, helps out the channel. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.